This should be a very quick teardown. I picked this up at a local thrift store, paid a whopping $2, and their standard warning that this may or may not work. Unfortunately, I should have looked a bit harder around because this requires, if you can see it, there, 5 volts AC. So probably the charger was somewhere in that area, but I don't have any 5-volt AC. So it basically is a digital messaging system, voice time, day stamp, GE. Plug it in, hook it up to your phone, and ignore all those messages from people you don't want to talk to. So let's see. I think we all know where it's going to be hidden. There's one, there's another. Good. Bet you there's something underneath that one too. Let's just take a look. Oh yes. This will not be going back together. So, there. Get that out of the way. Whoops. Gotta remember where I put the screwdrivers now. Okay, one of these should fit. Nope. There we go. You get to look at the back of my hands for a little bit. Come on. Is that type? Oh. Just being a bit inefficient. There we go. And the last one. Let's pop this open. So for my $2, I get a 0.5 watt, 8, I think that means 8 ohm, yep, that's an ohm, speaker, which I'll just pop out now to make it easier to handle. Don't think I actually got into it. Yeah, no, that screwdriver is not going to work that way. And that's a bit better. No wonder it didn't work on that other screw. Okay, there's one. That's one of the problems working on a lot of this stuff is my focal distance is close to my nose. So seeing where things are can be a bit of an issue sometimes. Yeah. Okay. I might just have to cut that out later. And to make life easier, snip. Okay, just a few screws here. So it looks like it's just a single-sided board. And the fire department's heading off to somewhere. Is there another screw? Maybe not. Oh. Okay. There's the phone coming in. Snap. Well, there's a reason this was only $2, other than the fact it didn't have a power supply. This looks like it's a detachable front end for this socket here. I suspect this either took an extreme hit, because you have to remember the case is holding it on both sides here. It either took an extreme hit or somebody went hey, this power socket or this power supply fits this one. It doesn't fit too well. I'll just keep jamming it in harder and harder. If that's the case, then they probably pushed it to the point where it broke the case. So I'm not betting on this would have worked even if I had the power supply. Oops. Oh, you can see in here. Let me flip this over. That's how hard it took a hit. That's loose. So probably no power was getting in once I broke that. But let's just take a look at the circuit here. We got 4 diodes here. Here's power coming in, and it's AC. So this is dropping it down to noisy DC-ish, which with the capacitors there are now going to this one here, this chip. I'll put a larger image in the corner there. This is a low dropout voltage regulator, 76381. Then the next set of numbers, which are very hard to see in there, is 3.3, which is 3.3 volts. Now, holding it like this, this side is, here's the ground, center is V in, and V out is over here. So, even though I thought this was burned, and there's a picture in the corner before I started fingering it, I think this was just actually soldered in after the rest of the board had been already assembled, and maybe they discovered that that part was causing an issue, and they upgraded it. So, what else do we have on here? Oh, we have the telephone coming in here, going out there. For the telephone, you also have 4 diodes here. And what it's doing is, so when the phone rings, you've got a high voltage coming in, or fairly high voltage, and this is rectifying it down so it can do its thing with the other chips. Now, this one here, there's the part number, couldn't find it. But since all these push buttons are leading up and going into this one, I'm going to just guess this is a microcontroller. Then this one over here had the label on it, but I've taken the label off, and you can, I'll put a picture in the corner if I can't get this thing. Nah, I can't. I couldn't find this chip either. But the fact that it had a label on it, it could be programmable logic device. I don't think it's static RAM. But either which way, a lot of the lines from this one, or traces, come over to here also. Now, I really would have thought that this got burned, though. But more I look at that, that just looks like a poor solder job that they didn't clean up after the fact. Then we have this line coming over here, coming over to the microphone. And then we have our one LED coming over to here. And a lot of these, well, almost all these lines are going up to the, what I believe is the microcontroller. Is there anything worth salvaging off of this thing? Well, the speaker. Yeah, might want to cut that off, but I got lots of these. And that's probably going to be about it. Yeah, wonder what's underneath this one. Just give me a moment and I'll cut it off. Yeah, nothing fancy. Not sure why they put some heat shrink on that one. But just looking around at the rest of the board, well, I've already got lots of push buttons. And the fuse there. Well, I'm starting to mutter. There's not much on this thing to save. Oh well. But at least the charity store got $2 out of it. Have a good one.